He was a 12-year pro in the NBA, and now he is the head women's basketball coach of Northern New Mexico College, and he's a member of the Enchantment TBT New Mexico alumni team for the basketball tournament, in which his team will be in action against the Stillwater Stars in the opening round game on Saturday, July 11th, and then also there is an alumni game the opening round game is July 17th. The alumni game is July 11th at 6 p.m. at the Pit. Get to see all your former Lobos. Please go check it out. It's going to be an awesome time. We now welcome JR Giddens onto Hoopsology. How's it going, JR?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on, Justin.
No problem. And let's just start with you participating in this tournament. We had the founder of the tournament on our show last year. So it's something myself and my co-host, we've been tracking closely. And once we heard that the Lobos were putting together a team, I mean, I was like, about time. It's like, because this thing about all the former Lobos, I'm like, this is like the perfect opportunity and the perfect team to kind of, win this tournament. But can you educate like our viewers and listeners, just in case they're not familiar with the tournament, what exactly is the basketball tournament and why Lobo fans should check it out?
Well, the basketball tournament is now up to $2 million, and it's a 64-team bracket, and it has a lot of ex-NBA basketball players and a lot of great college alum players, as well as some of the top players overseas. And I think the Lobo fans should check it out because you get a chance to see your favorite Lobos go out there and battle it out and represent Mexico. And you'll get a chance to see some good basketball. There's a lot of good ball players in there, and we're going to go out there and we're going to fight hard and represent. And I think that it'll be very entertaining for New Mexico to watch, considering we love basketball. We love our Lobos so much.
So can you just kind of go over how you got involved with the team and kind of the genesis of how all this came together?
Well, we've had some alumni All-Star games before, but a good friend of mine, Brandon Mason, who's former coach for the Lobos, he put this together, and it's just a chance for us to go out there and bond and play and represent New Mexico. And it's a great opportunity for some of these younger guys that are trying to get contracts and stay in shape and play versus elite competition. This is a very good stage to go out there, and if you perform well, it can help a lot of players get some job opportunities and get you exposure. And get film versus some players that already have jobs, which will help them overseas and just be able to go out there and compete and represent for your cause or for your alumni team.
So, what is the team's expectations of this tournament? Is it kind of like unfinished business? I mean, what are your guys' feelings? Because y'all are older now, so it's not like it's kind of back in the day. I mean, it's totally different. I mean, you're a coach yourself, so like, what is exactly expectations? Is it kind of like bringing that fire that you once had as players, or is it kind of like a weird feeling now? Or is it kind of the same? You're just you're with your teammates, and now it's just putting in work again.
I think I'm the only player that'll be playing that's retired. Most of these players like Gordon, they're currently playing. He made the All-World team. We got Maker. He's currently in the G League and one of the good players in the G League team, G League, and a young player. And then we also have Jamal Smith. He's still currently playing pro in Brazil. He's playing very good. So we're going to have a roster of people that are playing good. And I'm 36, but I'm in the best shape of my life. And anytime I go out there, I'm going to leave it all on the line. So for me personally, it's just a chance to go back out there and play competitively. And our expectations are just to take it day by day. Once we get together and practice, we're going to have a few practices before the game. Then we'll be able to set expectations. And Kenny Thomas is the coach. We'll be able to get a feel for him and our players and try to build some chemistry. And then I can answer that question better. But I know one thing for sure. We're going to go out there and we're going to compete. Darrington Hobson is also playing. He was player of the year out here. He 36 to the NBA. So, there's some players that can play. I'm the only one that's retired. So
what are you bringing? Because you're a coach. So what is it like? You have the former player aspect, but also you're coaching a lot of young people as well. So what is the element? Are you looking forward to kind of bringing that kind of, coach element as well to the team?
I'm just looking to bring, a veteran experience, go off in there and be a leader and, help us build team chemistry. And then, somewhat help with the coaching, because I am a coach. I'd like to be able to, give some input to some of these younger players. I'm gonna let Kenny obviously coach the team, but I'll definitely be putting some input in with some players when I see some things, and just bringing, like I said, that mature veteran element, a guy that's seasoned and played in a lot of games, a lot of seasons. I've only been retired for a year, so my body's still good. So I'm not going to be out here like the old man. I'm going to be out there out here trying to run and jump and dunk just like these young fellas.
So I want to talk about like how you got into coaching. I think once I heard you were a head coach, I was like, man, that's awesome. I've seen a lot of your videos on your social media as well, just mentoring a lot of just younger players. So what got you into coaching exactly?
Well, my love for basketball, I have a passion. I played for so many years. So the way that I look at it is, playing 5 years of college, 12 years pro, that's kind of like, your PhD. And I love helping these young athletes with their basketball journey, because I was them one day. So I understand and relate to them very well. So I really have a great time with player development, helping players develop. And then, like I said, just teaching these young athletes the game and trying to mentor them to become better student athletes and mentor them to be better people in life. And I really love this role that I have. I hope I'll be a better coach than player, because I know a lot more now at 36. I have a lot of wisdom to pass on. So, I'm just trying to, motivate my team to get their degrees and graduate, and let's try to build bonds that last for a lifetime, as well as bettering ourselves and the people around us.
What are some of the challenges that you've experienced, and then also things that were unexpected that you found through your coaching journey?
Well, you got to earn the trust of a player, and I'm a women's coach, and from my understanding, it's a lot harder to gain their trust than men. And then one thing that I got hit with that was unexpected. My assistant coach just recently decided that she didn't want to coach anymore. So that was kind of a monkey wrench, just because she already had, a rapport with the player. She had been, kind of knew the situations. This is my first year, so that was unexpected, but I'm going to be doing my best to learn every day and be a sponge. I'm looking for a good assistant coach right now. So I'm just, grinding every day, trying to figure out ways to motivate my girls and help their transition and from coming back off of COVID as easy as possible.
So what was it like? I mean, you mentioned COVID. So did you have to do like Zoom kind of practices, or what was the challenge that you had to face? I mean, that must have been really challenging, because I talked to a lot of this AAU coaches, and they said it was just a nightmare just trying to do like basic practice over Zoom. So what was that like?
Yeah, I mean, we were literally doing Zoom workouts on the court, and then we'd be doing Zoom strength and conditioning workouts on camera as well. And, just, I'm doing my best to try to keep my girls motivated, and because I sent a lot of them home. So during this time, we could do our school online. So I sent them home to be with their families. And so I'm just trying to, keep them motivated, let them know that I care. We do team bonding exercises, and even just recruiting in COVID was crazy. You didn't have as much time to recruit as normal. I did the best that I could with that. I think I got all the best girls out of my backyard that probably would have went to other schools. So I got a chance to snag some sleeper kids that I think people that are going to surprise some people in the years to come. And with it being my first year, man, like I said, every day is something new. I'm just trying to be like a sponge, and like I said, help these student athletes, get the best out of their time in Northern.
Do you think with the players that you're coaching, like what's kind of the difference between your playing days and what the players that you're mentoring and coaching and guiding, what they have to do with? Do you think social media is kind of like a bigger deal in terms of what they have to overcome when there's a loss, in terms of kind of the pressure they face? Or do you think it's kind of similar when you played? Is there kind of anything kind of like, there's a new generation, so it's stuff like you have to kind of find out what's really, I guess, bugging them, or what's kind of their mental mind state compared to when you were playing?
Well, for me, I've just been, I, I have social media, and with
Yeah.
sports, you got to realize that's what happens with wins and losses. People are going to have access to you through social media, and you're going to have to be mentally tough. So, I mean, I think them growing up in this era, they already are kind of used to how they got to be with social media. So, I don't see it really affecting my team in a big way. I mean, at times, I'm pretty sure they'll be unhappy and upset about things, but I think for the most part they'll be fine, and I'll do my best to try to keep their mentality strong and just help them through that process if they're ever going through anything.
I want to shift back to just your time just being a member of the Enchantment, and really kind of this new phase of Lowell basketball. And I just kind of want to get you to talk about some like Lowell memories that kind of did anything pop up into your mind once you found out you could be a member of this team? Just and have you stepped foot in the pit ever since your playing days? Will this be your first time kind of back there? I mean, I know you participate in some alumni games, but I mean, I guess, in terms of this fashion, like, I guess what I'm getting at is, because of COVID and just like no like really fans there, I guess what it's going to be like playing this alumni game. I'm sure you have just a lot of emotions going on because this will not only just be an alumni game, but also the gathering of local fans since, the pandemic hit. So it's probably going to be a bigger deal than normal considering the circumstances.
Yes, I think it's going to be good for the fans to be back off in the pit. The football team had to go to to Las Vegas last year. The back had to go to Texas, and they weren't able to see basketball. And this will be good because they'll get a chance to see some of their favorite Lobos compete over the years, and guys that are still playing basketball at a high level. And it's always going to be emotional for me when I step on that court. The thing that comes to mind is my senior year being able to we finished second in the Mountain Conference. I was able to be Player of the Year and be able to be drafted first round. So those memories are always iconic for me because when you go to college, every kid has a dream of getting drafted, and I was fortunate enough to get drafted out of here. So it's always going to be, this is home for me. It's always going to be a special place in my heart, So New Mexico is the land of enchantment, and so you see why I'm still here 16 years later.
That's awesome, man. Can't let you go without talking about what's going on in the NBA. I mean, are you shocked? The Phoenix Suns are in the NBA Finals. I'm shocked. I had them nowhere near the NBA Finals. How about yourself? Have you been watching it? What's been your thoughts so far this postseason?
I love watching good basketball, and those are the best players in the world. So we're seeing basketball at the highest level being played, and a lot of iconic players having iconic games, and putting herself on a legendary status and making history in a lot of ways. And just even for that iconic game that Chris Paul had last night, 41, no turnovers, and he took a team. What's significant about that is like you just changed one player on the team, really, and that just shows you his impact in the game and why he's going to be a Hall of Fame point guard, and he's one of the best to ever do it. So it's just being a professional athlete. I'm just over here being a fan in all of these guys and just enjoying good basketball. I don't think that anybody expected the Suns to be there, but that's sports. You can't overlook anybody. And once you get off in the playoffs, doesn't matter if you're a 1 seed or 2 seed or whatever. Everybody's even, and it ups the ante. And I think that we're going to seeing the Suns in the finals. It just shows you how competitive pro sports is.
JR, just want to kind of year kind of perspective, just considering Chris Paul's been a veteran, just all the trials and tribulations, ups and downs he had to go through. He just described to our listeners and viewers just how hard it is just to go to the NBA Finals, because a lot of fans, they just think it's really easy just for top players just to win championships, when that's not the case at all. It's an extremely difficult journey. If you can just elaborate on that.
Yeah, well, I got to throw a special shout out to CP3 because we're the McDonald's All-American class out of 2003. That's a special class, and he's handled his career with class. And I think that fans, if they really paid attention to basketball, they see that CP didn't click up and go make a super team. He went to a team that was, never making the playoffs. And like I said earlier, one player changed the dynamics of that team. It just shows you how good of a leader he is and how much of a winner he is. He's one of the all-time great point guards, and just what he did with Phoenix with D Book, going out there and teaming up with the young guy DeAndre Ayton. These guys are not seasoned veterans. They're young guys that have never been in this position before. So that shows you the leadership ability of Chris Paul, just going out there, being able to take these young guys and take them to the finals. Nobody picked the Phoenix Suns to be there, so it's very impressive.
Well, JR, thank you for joining the show. Really appreciate it. Please let our viewers and listeners know where they can find you on social media, and then please let them know just about the TBT and anything else that you're working on as well.
Okay, well, you guys can find me in the social media IG under Coach Giddens, and my Twitter handle is @JGid4. And you guys should definitely be just coming out to support us at the Lobo All-Star Game on July 11th. You can go get your tickets at golobos.com. And then we play again on ESPN July 17th in Wichita versus Oklahoma Shooting Stars alumni team. And I just want all the Lobo fans to come out there and support. And 1-5, Mr. Giddens is going to leave it on the court 10 out of 10 times. So I hope you guys tune in and see us go out there and try to represent New Mexico in the right way.
Awesome, man. Thanks for joining the show. Good luck in the upcoming tournament. We are rooting for you. Really appreciate it, man.
I appreciate that, Justin. And another thing, my name is Justin as well. But
yeah.
You got a great name, my guy.
You too, man. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thanks for having me on.